Josh is touching my new dice. Stop playing with the dice. We got a podcast to do.
Welcome to Tools of War, your 40K content headquarters, hosted by Josh and Aron from Cool Guys Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to the Shrine of Aquila studio. This is your host, Aron and Josh from Tools of War. We are already on episode 4.
I know, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
I think we should have a discussion real quick, though.
What do we want to discuss with me?
I think that we should discuss...
Are you breaking up with me, Josh?
No. What is the name of this place? I think you say it differently every time.
Do I?
Yeah.
Aquila.
Yeah, but you said Aquila earlier today.
I was practicing it in the car all the way down.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's funny that you call it something different every time.
Aquila.
I think it'd be Aquila.
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 I don't think it's Aquila. I think it's Aquila.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Aquila.
I think it's a dead language anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yes. 40K is a dead language.
No, but it is based off of Latin.
Yeah, it is based off Latin. Aquila is a real thing.
And I don't think people other than, like, Catholic priests still say, like, Latin things.
Lawyers.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
Doctors.
What do they say?
Everything's in Latin. All the names of every disease that ever afflicted your
But they're not
booty.
speaking in Latin prose or saying whole
That, you know what?
sentences in
My
Latin.
cousin just graduated from medical school, and her husband is also a doctor, and our neighbor is a doctor, and they say things in Latin to each other.
Like, full-on conversations?
I don't know
Is
what
it just
they're
like,
saying.
hee, Aquila?
I'm pretty sure they're not doing that.
Well, maybe they should.
Maybe they should. What do we have on the docket today? Well, today is 6 days. 6 days, 8 hours, 23 minutes, and 14 seconds. Actually, I have no idea the
That's
exact.
incorrect.
But Adepticon starts next Wednesday afternoon with the first tournament on Thursday, and today is Friday. So we are less than a week away.
Yeah.
Are we ready to go?
No.
Yeah, we are.
No, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Are we excited? Yes. Are we ready?
I'm
No.
so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice my Warhammer brand Games Workshop pen has a touch stylus on the end of
Oh,
it.
fancy.
That's pretty cool.
Fancy. Well, let's talk about some stuff that is pertinent to this podcast that people might want to listen to. Let's talk about some games we played this week.
Let's talk about some games we played this week.
Last 2 weeks, I guess, because we do every 2 weeks this.
Yeah, I think we're at about 3 weeks right now from the last podcast. But, oh goodness, the greatest game ever made came out. And we finally got to play, too. You should see Josh's face.
Pokemon?
As soon as I said the greatest game, he was like, grimace, grimace, grimace. I'm talking about Star Wars Legion, sir.
Yeah. I don't... And listen, it didn't come out A.
It came out for us to play.
Okay. They came out on March 8th for us to play.
Yeah, but we played it on Wednesday.
We did. I'm not all...
You're salty. You're salty
I'm not
about
that
it.
salty
You know why
about
he's
it.
salty? Because I'm making him play Rebels.
You know what? Why don't we talk about that game for a little
Sure,
bit?
let's talk about the game.
All right, let's talk about it. What happened in that game? You were playing the Imperials.
The only side worth playing.
And I was playing Rebels.
The side that I refuse to play.
And we had a full
Stop
game.
messing with the dice!
I like the dice.
Stop
Okay.
it!
I put moved away. And we played a game. How did it go?
I played 2 games.
You did play 2 games. How'd you do the first game?
I did about the same that I did in every game.
Yeah.
Apparently, when I touch dice, all the numbers and sides disappear, and everything's blank. Even in 40K, I just roll blanks.
Yeah.
No, so there's okay. Let's actually talk about the game. So the game is a tabletop game with miniatures. It is a squad-based game, a turn-based game. Opponents alternate activating one unit. Your units have basic cards that say what the stats are, and then like X-Wing, you can put upgrade cards on them.
Oh, they also have rules on the back of some cards.
They also have... Thanks, Josh. They also have... Not all of them just have pictures on the back of them. Darth Vader had rules on the back of his card as well. So
Unbeknownst to Aron in the first game.
unbeknownst to me in the first game. It's really fun. It's really quick. They have an interesting way of deciding who goes first each turn. They have a anti-deck, which has numbers on it as well as abilities. And at the beginning of each turn, you wager a card, and the person with the lowest number gets to go first, which I think is kind of cool. And then you don't move your entire army. You alternate back and forth between your squads. And there is some randomization in it because each squad has a token, and you don't necessarily get to always choose which squad's going to activate depending on what you anteed. You can guarantee that you can activate a certain number of squads, and you have to randomly select from the other ones, and I really liked that. I also really liked in the game that they aren't...
By the way, wait. That is the thing that I like most about the game, FYI.
That's the thing you like the most.
It's sort of similar to how bolt action works. Bolt action, basically, you have dice representing the different units that you have in the game, and everybody kind of throws it in a bag, and you pull them out, and those units are the ones that activate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't played bolt action.
Yeah. Well, I don't like historical games at all, so I don't play it, but I thought it was a really neat mechanic.
It is. I like the mechanic as well. I also like that they're not messing around. They're not like releasing ancillary characters that you've never heard of and you don't want to play. It's like, nope, right out of the box you got Vader and Luke, and they can run at each other with lightsabers and fight.
Yeah, they can.
Now, it doesn't use traditional dice. It does use Fantasy Flight style dice, which I don't know why you're grumbling. Like, you love X-Wing and it uses wonky dice.
Yeah, well, okay. And the one thing I don't like about X-Wing is the dice.
Is the dice. Okay, so you have, in this game, 5 sets of dice. You have 2 defense dice.
5 sets of dice.
Yeah, 5 sets, 2 defense dice, 1 white, 1 red. White dice are always worse. Red dice are medium. And then for attacking, you have 3 sets of dice. They are D8s. The defense dice is D6. You have white, red, and black. Black being awesome, red being okay, white being what stormtroopers shoot, and they shoot like stormtroopers. They miss everything all the time.
Yeah. I just don't like that when you roll the dice, you're like when you were playing Stormtroopers, how did you feel when you just rolled like 5 blank dice?
You know, here's the thing, Josh. No matter what game I play, for example, Combat Patrol that's available on our Patreon only, things happen when I'm playing that doesn't matter what the symbol on the dice is. It's just I don't get the symbols that I need to function adequately. So it's like, you're like, oh, how do you feel when you get a blank? About as good as I feel when I roll a 1 or a 2, to be honest, in 40K.
But honestly, if you're playing like a guardsman, that's like rolling a 1, 2, or 3. That's sad. It's just sad.
Right, but that's why there's 3 types of dice. So, you can... we didn't really play with upgrade cards.
No,
we didn't make elite units. We're using basic things.
Yeah.
Essentially, the game boils down to this. Rebel troops have good shooting and bad armor. And stormtroopers have good armor and bad shooting, which kind of makes sense a little bit. The armor never seems to do anything in the movies, but it does do it on the tabletop.
It seemed like it directly channels it to their heart to stop it when they get shot with a laser.
But it also, I guess...
A laser.
I guess it blinds them, which is why they can never return fire accurately. There are some subtle mechanic issues where it does feel like some things just can't hurt other things, which I don't like. They have like these armored walkers, and armored walkers have a special armor rule where it just negates anything that's not a critical hit, and it's really hard for basic troops to get a critical hit when you're on white dice, so essentially they can't hurt it. Which I think is an issue. But again, we weren't playing with upgrade cards, so I didn't have like an elite stormtrooper unit with a card on it that raises their shooting ability. The second time after I got mad because Josh had an upgrade card and I didn't have an upgrade card, they added a card to my army to help try to balance.
And I did not add that card. That's the way that it says to start the tutorial.
It does, which is really weird.
Yeah.
It's super weird. But I did get some amazing 3D printed terrain.
Yeah.
From, I believe it's called Imperial Terrain. I saw it first on Etsy, and I was able to get into his first batch. It's now sold out, and he will not be releasing anymore until after Adepticon. But he did start a website called ImperialTerrain.com. His terrain is gorgeous. He will sell you the STL file, so you can print it yourself, and he will sell you fully printed ones, and he will sell you fully painted ones if you want. So I got the unpainted...
Why did you get the unpainted one?
Because that was the only one he had left. There were 2 sets left when I ordered it like 4 weeks ago, and
I thought you were going to say because I know you'll just paint it.
Oh, yeah. Well, Josh will paint it. That's true. So I lent those to the game shop. So the game shop is currently Grognard Games, our favorite game store in the world, just up the street from us. Is using that for the terrain. So that was really fun. We got to play on some nice Tatooine terrain. I enjoyed the game a lot. I really liked it.
Yeah, I didn't not enjoy it. So I've got some concerns about the game. I am worried that it's going to be a momentous point sink because I don't know exactly how big the games are going to be.
What's a point sink?
I mean like a money sink.
Dollar sink.
Yeah. So because I don't know how big the games are going to be. I don't know how many units you're going to need to have.
Right. And then if they do the same thing with X-Wing, where you buy a Rebel ship and that comes with the Imperial cards,
Right.
it's going to make it difficult.
Just generic cards that everybody could use, you know. It's going to be super expensive then, because you're going to have to buy sets for things that you don't necessarily want to play with. And I don't know how many of those you'll have to buy. Say you need 3 units of troops, but you need 3 cards from 3 different sets of like heavy whatevers that you're not going to use. It's going to cost a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it is a new game, so not a lot of stuff is available aftermarket. I'm sure that it will start popping up on Bartertown and various things. I am not that interested in playing it competitively. Mm-hmm. I am just really interested in painting up a bunch of stormtroopers and some ATSTs.
But you're not going to paint them like stormtroopers.
I'm painting mine black.
Yes, and tell the audience what you want. Green eyes?
Yeah, black with green eyes. Because every eye ever painted is red. I'm tired of red eyes. I like green eyes.
Okay.
Black with green eyes.
Let's do white eyes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like white eyes.
Or you do OSL eyes.
Stop making fun of my potential schemes that don't even exist yet. I want to play Stormtroopers. You're getting me off track. We're going to have an awesome Hoth board.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to have an awesome Endor board.
Yeah.
We're going to have an awesome Tatooine board. And we're going to play some freaking Legion. And it doesn't have to be... We don't... Even when we play X-Wing, we're not doing, like, you know, tournament lists. You know. Like,
yeah, we were.
Yeah, but you were. I wasn't. I was like, I want to play with Boba Fett and Chewie. And you're like, you're going to die because I'm taking 5 IG-88s.
You can only take 2.
3.
You might be able to squeeze 3 in with the crew card.
Anyways.
Whatever. I haven't played that game in a while, unfortunately.
That's true. We also played another new game for us, but a little bit older game.
Yeah, we played Shadespire.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up one of all the sets for us, and we did play one game. You played Rats.
I played Rats.
And I played
Orcs.
And you wanted to really play the Rats bad.
I do. I like Rats.
And you were about to throw in the towel at the end of the first turn.
No, end of the second turn.
Was it the end of the second?
Yeah,
Whatever.
second phase.
You wanted to throw in the towel because you hadn't scored a lot. And I'm like, this deck is made to score.
On the end of turn 3.
On the end of turn 3. And then what happened?
I lost.
But by how much?
By like 2 points or something.
It was 2 points. It was a super close game, actually.
It was fun. It was a fun game.
Yeah. So
I mean, it was my first game. I was learning. I didn't understand all the rules, and I, for some reason, drew all equipment and like no ruses. But what I will say is the one thing that we both really like about Legion, which is the way that the first player picks, I really hate with Shadespire. I don't like that in a game with between 3 and 8 models.
7.
Oh, okay, 7. So 4 and 7 models, I guess. That the person with the lowest number of models gets an advantage in every turn for rolling. That just seems really silly because it's not like, and maybe they'll change this, but it's not like if you're playing Rats that you can be like, oh, I'm going to make a decision and I'm going to go down to 3 really powerful Rats so that I can get an advantage. Like,
and you know, they just released 2 new warbands that same day. Like they previewed them. I sent you the picks for them. So there's the new Corn one with a Flesh Hound and Blood Warriors, and then there's the shooty bird people Stormcast.
Yeah, I like shooty bird people.
Ugh.
I like the shooty bird people. Anyways, it was really fun. I still need to dive more into it. You're definitely have had a bit more of experience. I think you've played 3 or 4 games now.
That was my second game.
I thought you played 2.
Nope.
Okay, so you played 2. I've played 1.
Right.
But it's fun, and you're painting all the models.
Yeah, I'm painting all of them at the same time. So I'm just doing like batches of colors.
And we definitely don't agree that between Legion and Shadespire, I'm all about Legion, and he's all about Shadespire.
I don't know about that. I'm excited about Shadespire because it's short and sweet, and you can play a game really quick, and you can re-rack and learn a lot. Now, Legion, I don't know how long it's going to take, because I mean that's what we played was like the demo box.
Right.
And nobody plays the demo box for 40K.
No, nobody plays a demo box.
So if it's like a 40K type demo box, then we're going to have 3 times as much stuff.
Yeah, I haven't even read the advanced rules yet.
Yeah.
But
like
we
X
are going to have 3 times.
Yeah, well, no, I understand. I'm saying
I got the demo box plus all of the Rebel and all of the... At least I got one of each of the Rebel and one of each of the Imperial releases. So It might not be the greatest army, composition, but we are going to have the ATST, and we are going to have the A-Wing. Is that an A-Wing? Snowspeeder. And we're going to have a bunch of just regular speeders. And we will have some heavy weapons and things like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just saying time-wise. I don't know how long Legion's going to take to play.
Yeah, I don't know either. But Shadespire is a fun, quick game. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. What are we doing with Necromundo?
Necromundo?
What did I say?
You said Necromundo. I was making fun of it. It's Necromunda.
Oh, Necromunda. Female deer.
Yep. I have my 2 Ganks painted, but there's been so much stuff coming out, and with Adepticon coming up, we've been feverishly working on things, which is our next.
Yeah, we did a really bad
topic.
job of making our display board video.
Yeah, well, there's like bits and pieces kind of scattered around, but yeah, we did.
Let's move straight into hobby, shall we? So Adepticon is upon us. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have never gotten anything so far complete before Adepticon. I kind of feel weird.
Yeah.
Like, I've been working on my custodes. I have 10 bikers. I have 9 of them, like, 80% complete. I have 1 more to build and paint, and then Josh is going to do some airbrushing on it for me. But I'm pretty much done with that. Josh has completed all of his sisters.
That's correct.
How many sisters? I think there's 50 for the game.
Yeah, let me see. There is 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3.
33.
Plus 3.
36.
Plus 10.
46.
46 models.
Okay, but you painted more than 46.
Oh yeah, I painted like around at least over 80. Yeah.
Yeah, and based, and we did everything, and then more importantly, we have the display board done, and the display board is sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
The display board's
so we got this old cork. It's not old. It's brand new actually, but it's a cork board from like Hobby Lobby or Michaels or something. But it had a metal frame.
Yeah, it looks like a rusted metal frame.
Yeah, it's super cool. So we popped out the corkboard part and we built the rocky formations on it, and we sanded it and primed it and painted it.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
And then we got a bunch of flower things. I don't know what they're called. Stickies? Tufts. Flower tufts. Yeah. I got them a while ago when they were just kind of breaking into the market, but now I believe Army Painter carries them as their standard tufts. So if you go to a game store and they have Army Painter tufts that have been made in the last year, it's going to be the same brand that we use on our table. However, on their website, which I will put an addendum because I don't remember the website off the top of my head, they have like 8 more colors that Army Painter doesn't have. So they have like these little tufts, and they look like they put like look like tiny little petals on them, and they have yellow and pink and green and white. The white ones are really cool because on a snowboard it looks like fresh covered snow on top of grass, and on a non-snowboard it looks like white flowers. So those are really cool. I think those are my favorite.
And we use those flowers to mark the different units.
Correct.
So each unit grouping has a different flower color, so you can tell them apart and your opponent can tell them apart.
Yeah, which is really important for the sisters because they have, since they're older models, they have less variety between the models, so they get a little confusing.
They don't have areas to put like squad markings, like big shoulder pads or things like that. So the flowers do a great job of keeping them separate.
Yeah, and then I did it for my custode bikers as well. There's only 9 of them.
Right, but it looks cool and everything gets pulled together.
You can check out pictures of that, by the way, on our Facebook page, which is Cool Guys Nation because it's the old name, or you could check it out on our Instagram page. Which I think is at Cool Guys at Home. Cool Guys Home or something, because Instagram didn't let me put the old title. By the way, if you didn't know, the Cool Guys Nation used to be Cool Guys Who Sit at Home, so a bit of our social media is still attached to that. So Facebook or Instagram, check out pictures of our armies. Also, you can follow us there and you can chat with us. So if you want to see those, check it out.
Yeah, and we did play some practice games for Adepticon.
Yeah, not as many as we wanted, though.
No, we got a couple in, though.
I still really want to get a full 2,000-point practice game for 40K champions.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Why?
Maybe we can do it. I don't know when, though.
I'm just going to beg my wife for time off this weekend.
Okay, well, that doesn't solve the problem of me being there, though.
I'm going to beg your wife.
You might have to.
I'm going to have my wife call your wife.
Yeah, we got the terrain built, and then we've got a little bonus in one of our terrain pieces.
We do.
We have a musical accompaniment.
We have a musical accompaniment.
It's true.
It's your plan. You tell the audience.
Should we tell or should we keep it a secret?
Well, what are they going to, like, what are they going to spoil? They're going to go talk to people at Adepticon?
They might.
Like, I don't think they are.
All right, we're going to be playing. So, what models are we using? We are using 33 Seraphim models from Sisters of Battle. We are also using Celestine and her Geminis, whatever. So that gives us 36 models with jetpacks on my side of the board. 10 models only on my side do not have wings, and they're the heavy bolter crews. You have all of your units flying.
Yep.
So we are having Sarah McLaughlin's In the Arms of the Angels.
We'll be playing from the board.
Yeah, and it's from the chapel.
From the chapel.
Yeah, that's right.
So our board has pieces from the GW set that's a graveyard.
Garden of Moor.
And we're using...
And other pieces, too.
And other pieces, yeah. But we're using like a chapel, and we're using some fences, and then we took the statue from that set, and we cut the stupid thing off the top of it, and we made a sister's like bronze statue above it. We put flowers all around the base.
We did.
And Sarah McLaughlin will be blasting through, and we will have T-shirts that say "Sisters and Misters" and a nice picture of Sarah McLaughlin.
Sarah McLaughlin. Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be great.
All right. Anyway, so that's kind of our hobby time, our game time.
Well, let's talk about what's coming up. So that's all Adepticon related. After Adepticon, what are we going to be doing?
Hold on.
Sure.
One second.
Okay.
I think we need to talk about the Combat Patrol games. We said we had the Combat Patrol games.
Yes.
Now, one of them is available.
One of the Combat Patrols is available on YouTube right now. Go check it out. It'll also be in our newsletter. So if you aren't subscribed to our newsletter, go to coolguysnation.com, sign up for our newsletter. It is free, and of course you can always unsubscribe. And then the other one is available for Patreons only on our Patreon. So there are 2 games. They're about 40 minutes each. If you want to see the Sisters list, that is available on YouTube. If you want to see the Custodes versus Tau, that is available on Patreon at any level.
Now, I will say that the Tau Custodes one that's on Patreon is probably it's the most unique game of 40K that's ever occurred ever.
You have to watch it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's definitely ridiculous. All right, so that's where those things are.
That's correct.
Adepticon will come.
Yes.
And it will go.
It will.
And then we will be back to normal.
Correct.
So what are our projects moving forward?
Oh, you mean after Adepticon?
After Adepticon.
I am going to rest.
Okay. Josh is going to rest. Mm-hmm. Okay. After resting.
After resting. Well, I'm sure we're going to be painting Legion and finishing up Shadespire and painting Legion terrain.
Those things are going to happen for sure. I think I'm going to work on the Genestealer cult.
Okay.
And the Primaris Marines. That's my next 2 big projects.
Okay.
And specifically, I want to work on the Primaris Marines because I want to start writing our next narrative campaign, and I'm thinking of the return of Shieldhand Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
Which, for those of you who have been longtime fans, was our first narrative campaign back with Sean. It was shown on Mini Wargaming, and Shieldhand Johnson is my custom-built leader of my Ultramarine force.
And he has a shield for a hand.
And I cut one of his hands off and glued a Storm Shield onto it. So he's Shieldhand Johnson, leader of the Grey Ultra. He's going to be coming back in a narrative campaign as soon as we finish the current narrative campaign, which has 1 game left to play.
That's right.
In fact, the board is set up for it right now.
Yes.
So what do we do in recording this podcast?
Well, because the game's going to take a long time to play.
Yeah, it's a 3,000 point game.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic battle royale.
What's next, good sir?
Well, what are we doing at Adepticon?
What are we doing? Okay, I am doing 40K Champs with Sisters and Misters.
And that's Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just saying it puts a knot in my stomach, literally. Like, I'm super nervous. I don't know why. Because most tournament things that I do are small, with my friends, or partner games.
Yeah.
I don't usually spend a whole day by myself. I prefer hanging out with my buddies. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit less stressful.
I prefer team games because the burden of responsibility is shared between two people.
Well, and like, if I'm going to take a day off, and play games, I want to play it with my buddies.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to spend 10 hours. Maybe I'll have some really good opponents. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It just makes me nervous. I'm also doing the team Long War Doubles with Josh from Cool Guys Nation, who's here with us. And that is also our Sisters and Misters list.
That's right.
And then on Saturday, I'm playing Combat Patrol with just Sisters.
Oh, you decided the Sisters and not the Custodes.
I feel like I don't want to spoil the game that's on Patreon.
Okay.
But I don't feel that was a good representation of the list.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. No, that makes sense.
So check out the sister. You can check out both of those lists that I have to choose from, our Sisters and our Custodes. One is on YouTube, one is on Patreon. I'll probably go with the Sisters, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to play Sisters all 3 days?
Sisters all the day, all the time.
Oh, man. What have I done? I've created a monster.
And what about you, Josh? What are you doing?
I'm going to be doing Long Wars and Arena Rex. And Arena Rex is on Saturday. I have not decided. So I have a lot of friends coming from out of town. So depending on what's going on in their schedule, I might only just be in the Long Wars, depending.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I can only meet up with some people during Saturday, that's what I'll have to do.
You'll drop Rex Arena.
If I have to, yeah. I don't play in a lot of stuff at Adepticon. I usually just go to hang out.
If you play in Arena Rex, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing the list that I played the last tournament, which is going to be my Mortori 3-man with Palladis, with Wendigo, and the donkey.
Horse?
No. Donkey's horse.
Oh, Donkey's horse.
Yeah.
That's one that shoots up
Dexterious.
the board. Shoots up the board and then kicks people in the face.
Pushes people, yeah.
You love the push.
Yeah, I do. Then I've got Wendigo.
We should find some way to get the Arena Rex pits into 40K.
Oh, we totally can.
I want to push a Demon Prince into a pit.
He would just fly out.
No, a Demon Prince without wings.
There's no such thing.
Oh. It's a super heavy gravity pit. No fly.
Super heavy. Well, they use the power of the...
No, I'm pushing a Demon Prince into the pit! New stuff is coming out for the 40K universe. Things that we want, things that we don't have, but things that we are excited for.
Yes. No, it's the new Forgebane box from G-Dubs.
Well, and there's the new Tau
And the new
Codex.
dice.
Oh, back to the dice.
The cow Codex. The cow Codex. Everybody's excited about it.
Yeah.
Except
Isn't there a
most
Necron
people.
Codex? A Necron Codex as well?
Yeah. So basically, somebody's already kind of leaked everything for that. The Tau Codex
Yes.
is going to be available this weekend. I think tomorrow, actually. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it is, because I think Groggy's has got them already.
Oh, I'm so excited.
They're just waiting to be sold tomorrow.
Are you going to buy it?
Probably, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got that, and then we've got the Necron book coming out, but before that is the Forgebane's going to be released.
Forgebane box.
Now, the Forgebane box is Mechanicum versus Krons.
Yep.
There are only 2 new models in it.
Well, there's 3 new models, but one of the models is not a new unit. So there's 1 new unit, and there's 3 new models.
But there's only 2 different new models.
I thought that one of the Mechanicum was different. There's
The 2 knights are exactly the same.
There's the knights.
And then there's the Cryptech.
The Cryptech, but I thought that one of the leader of the Mechanicum was also different.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so it's either 2 or 3.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get 2 Armigers, which are the new
Warglaves.
knights, the baby knights.
They're called Knight Armiger Warglaves.
Yeah, no one's going to call them that.
I'm calling them Warglaves because Armiger is a dumb-sounding word.
Okay.
They're Warglaves for me.
Warglaves is like a weapon.
It's in their name. It's Knight Armiger Warglaves.
So is Knight. We can just call them knights.
Yeah, but okay.
So the Armigers are like baby knights. We don't know a whole lot about them. It looks like they're going to have a knight type weapon where it doesn't get the stomps, but it'll get 4 big old chainsaw attacks, and then they're going to have a D3 Melta shots.
Ooh.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. But nothing new for the Necrons is weird.
Well, they got the new Cryptek model, and the Cryptek model is surfing on some scarabs.
Yeah.
And we know that that's going to increase his movement already, and that it's going to basically going to be helping him heal up things with living metal. It sounds like.
Here's what's good for us.
Yeah.
You have a giant Necron army.
That is correct.
Missing one particular type of unit,
Correct.
which is in this box that no one's going to want.
Yes, that is
The
also
Wraiths.
correct. Yeah, actually, that is untrue because of the rumors that were released for Wraiths. They are unbelievably the best unit in the book right now.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they're going to be the new hotness again.
Cool.
So there won't be a lot to pick up for cheap.
Well, but I still think that the majority of people buying the box is going to want the
That's true.
Warglaives.
That's true.
So, of the stuff that's going to be auctioned, it's probably going to be the Necrons.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And most people who have Necron armies, Josh,
Yes.
already had and have Wraiths. You're like the only person in the world that doesn't own a single Wraith in your 8,000 point army of
Yeah.
Necrons.
That's true.
So I think you'll be able to get at least one Wraith at a good price.
Maybe. Mayhaps. And I don't have any actual Cryptex, so...
You have no Cryptex?
Well, we have models I call Cryptex, but they're not technically a Cryptek.
How do you not have a
They're like
Cryptex?
converted, because they didn't make them for a while, and then when I got the army, I was like, I'm not going to unconvert these or get new ones, so...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a problem, though.
Yeah, so...
They're still WYSIWYG.
Yeah. So it's super exciting, the new starter box. It's really... The new models are amazing looking.
They are really pretty.
It's really interesting that both of these... This box has 2 armies that do not have codexes yet.
Well, yeah, I didn't even think
Because
about
the
that.
Knights don't have a codex.
Right.
I guess the main thing is Mechanicum, but Knights don't have a codex. And Necrons don't have a codex yet.
But we know the Necron Codex is imminent.
Right. And we know that the Knight one is imminent, too, because they said they're all going to be out by the end of this year. So
Well, but the end of the year is not imminent. December is
we're
not
already
imminent.
through the first quarter,
I'm
almost.
just saying, like 3 months is a long time in my world. I'm like a cat. It's a long time.
Okay.
I want it now.
Fair enough. But, yeah, so neither of those armies really have a book, which is interesting that they're putting it out now.
I wonder if the stats that they're going to put out in the box set is going to change in the codex, or whether it's a preview of what's going to be coming out in their codex.
Oh, I'm going to assume that it's going to be a preview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
For sure.
But we're definitely picking up a box of that. We're definitely getting a Tau Codex. We're definitely getting a Necron Codex.
That these are all true things, and we're definitely going to get some new Legion.
Yes, we're getting all the new Legion.
Yeah.
All of it.
That's correct.
All of it. I'm so excited. And after we finish our 3,000 point final game for our narrative campaign, I think the next game we jump right into is obviously Tau versus Necrons.
Well, it depends on if the Necron book's out yet.
Right.
What is that? You get something in your eye?
So that's where we're at this week. We're just still getting ready for Adepticon.
We're super excited.
I am going to
super
get this
stoked.
posted immediately.
Okay.
So probably today.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is Adepticon. The next big thing is, actually, for me, is the nightmare that will be painting all of the Legion stuff that you're not
Why is that going to
paint.
be a nightmare?
Because it's a whole set of new stuff.
Listen, we go to Ace Hardware. We buy the green matte undercoat paint. And then you just wash all your Rebels brown. And you're done.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think I'm going to do them all as a White Walker army from that guy on Facebook.
That would be
White
so
Walker
cool.
Rebels.
That would be really cool. Are you super mad that I'm going to paint my Stormtroopers black?
No. I'm serious. I might do the White Walker all undead rebels. Because that would be hilarious.
In that case, I'll return all the Rebel stuff and we can just use all my Kings of War undead models that have nothing.
We won't have the cards then.
That's right. We need the cards, the stupid cards. I have to be honest. I like the cards and I don't like the cards. I like the cards because stop touching my custode dice. Those are for Adepticon. You're going to curse them.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
We don't have Sisters of Battle dice.
No, because Sisters of Battle rolled. You got me off track with the dice. I like the cards because the rules are right there in front of you. And if you know that there's rules on the front and the back, then you know to read the back of the card. But I don't like the cards because it's not like you buy the model and it comes with all the cards. Like they do this weird thing where you have to buy other things that you don't like, which is good for fantasy
sets aren't
play.
fully contained.
The question is, last year at Adepticon, half of the main room was XWing, right? Mm-hmm. What is going to happen if Legion brings in as many tabletop people as XWing did, and now things like Adepticon are going to have 40K full, 2,000 people, Legion, 1,000 people, X-Wing, 1,000 people.
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Really?
Here's why. Because the gamers that Legion is made for already play games, and they're already at. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I think it's going to pull over a lot of people. It's kind of in between 40K and Bolt Action and Infinity and all that stuff and X-Wing, and I think a lot of X-Wing players are going to start playing Legion who don't play 40K and play those other games, and you could get a whole new set of miniature gamers not related to Games Workshop. So the reason I don't agree with that,
because they're not painted.
They're not painted. They're not like, oh, I can play this right out of the box. It's fully ready to go. Which is a lot of what X-Wing's appeal was to people. So even non-gamers could buy it and just have it to have, and if they ever got to play a game, they might find it fun. I think you are going to have X-Wing players go to Legion because it's kind of similar, and so you're going to lose those people from X-Wing. And I think you will pull in some new gamers. I don't think that they're the gamers that are going to be going to Adepticon, though.
Okay. Predictions.
That's my prediction. I think you're going to see some cannibalization.
I think there'll be a 500-person tournament at Adepticon next year with Legion.
I will bet that is not going to happen.
Bet placed. It's $5. A loud handshake so they know that we actually shook on it.
And here's why. It's because there is no 500-person tournament currently at Adepticon.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
500 players, not 500 players in one tournament.
Oh, you see, we didn't specify that.
Yeah.
I'm saying 500 players tournament.
There are 2,000 people registered for 40K tournaments. The largest tournament is the 4-person team tournament at about 500 players.
Right.
But that's 4 people per team. But there are 2,000 people registered to play in 40K tournaments. I'm saying there will be at least 500 people registered to play Legion next year. In some tournament, not pickup games, in tournament. I think there's a 1,500 people. I don't remember the exact number. I believe it's 1,500 people that were registered to play in the various X-Wing tournaments. So almost half the people were playing X-Wing last year.
Well, like I said, I thought you said
all right, we're redoing the bet.
Yeah,
500 people registered to play a Legion competitive game next year.
I don't think that's too far off. 500 over the whole weekend, so there might be 10 different events. Mm-hmm. That'd be 5 people a game, or 50 people a game. Mm-hmm. That's still kind of high. Yeah, there might be just right at 500. Okay. But I think that it's going to cannibalize from the other systems.
We'll see. I think that's all we have for this week.
That's it?
You want to take us out?
No.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in from the electricity all the way to your ears on our podcast. It's nice to be off camera. I'll be honest, we don't wear pants when we're doing the podcast. Just kidding. Of course we wear pants. Of course we're wearing pants. This is Aron and Josh from the Cool Guys Nation. Remember to like, subscribe, and share across our various social media, including podcasts on iTunes, YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Bartertown. I'm just kidding. I don't think we have a fan page on Bartertown.
No, we don't.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Until next time,
we'll see you on the table.